Hello, and welcome back to the Macro Gamer channel. My name is Mark Cassingham, and today we're going into our Sword Portfolio weekly numbers. This is as of week 18, and today's date, November 15th, 2025, so it's a Saturday. So let's go into our numbers. So this is our Weapons of Finance, our Sword strategy. This is our Ancillary portfolio. This is an offensive strategy focused on long-term and high growth potential, aggressive volatility and risk, focused sector investments, targeted stock opportunities, and streamlined management. So our current portfolio net worth for week 18 is $289.89. with a total gain of $9.88 and a money-weighted return of positive 5.55%. So we're definitely down week 18. Big volatility in the markets this week. We have our weekly data for week 18. So it's the past 7 days, going back to November 7th. We have a loss of $13.39, and we have a negative money-weighted return of 4.62%. Then we have our monthly data for week 18. This goes past 30 days to October 14th. We have a loss of $46.69, and we have a money-weighted return of negative 15.30%. Like I said, a very volatile time. Then we have our quarterly data for week 18. This is the past 90 days, going back to August 14th. We have a loss of $1.96 and a money-weighted return of negative 0.91%. Then we have our all-time data, which we saw at the beginning, going back to July 11th, 2025, when we started the portfolio. We have a gain of $9.88. as well as a money-weighted return of positive 5.55%. So we're only positive on the all-time. Everything else is negative. So that's fine. Then we have our portfolio weekly percentages for week 18. So it's the past 7 days. Our biggest gainer is Village Farms, up 26.67%. And our biggest loser is SMR, down 26.48%. You can see a lot of red, a lot of pullbacks here. So we still have ARK at 20% and all other stocks at 8%. So 80% stocks, 20% in the ARK ETF. And we have our portfolio monthly percentages for week 18. So it's the past 30 days. Our biggest gainer is still Village Farms, up 18.05%. Our biggest loser is still SMR, down 52.41%. So really big loss there. Big sell-off. Can't wait to see that on the chart. Then we have our portfolio quarterly percentages for week 18. This is the past 90 days. Our biggest gainer again, still Village Farms, up 35.74%. And our biggest loser, SMR, down 48.81%. So not much difference between the quarter and the monthly. Pretty close. Then we have our all-time percentages for week 18. So since portfolio inception, since July 11th, 2025. We have Village Farms as the biggest gainer, up 197.34%, almost 200%. And biggest loser, SMR, down 56.60%. So SMR basically getting cut in half. So those are all-time percentages. We have our portfolio transactions. So we had a $30 deposit into the portfolio, which we bought assets. So every week we auto deposit $10 and once into the cash account. And then when the cash account exceeds $30 or $25, then it invests it into the pie. So we buy all our assets. So with that $30, we bought $7.47 of SMR, $2.17 of Coinbase. So SMR was NuScale, sorry. $3.06 of AeroVironment, $4.95 of ARK ETF, $5.44 of CRISPR, $5.38 of Stratasys, and $1.63 of Rocket Lab. Okay, those are our weekly numbers. Now we look at our charts. So we have our ARK ETF up first. So again, like I said, everything is having a big sell-off right now. Maybe I'll just move that like that. There we go. Can I do that more? Oh my God, it's too close. There we go. I'll do it just like that. So big sell-off happening right now. So it looks like we were peaking right around here. So end of October going to beginning of November. So see the trend come up, sideways, come up, and then a little short sideways arrow maybe. Do a yellow arrow. Is this arrow even needed? I don't think so. But fuck it, why not? There you go. So up, sideways, down. Right, that's the pattern right now. So down. SMR. Woo! Look what I'm talking about. Extend that arrow down. Jesus, might as well run it all the way up here. So big sell off here for SMR. This is what we saw getting cut in half. Right? Getting cut in half. So big sell off for SMR. Oh wow. This arrow's dead now. Looks like Consolidated Water making a bit of a comeback, but then it sold off again. So it spiked up, then sold off again. So water's still doing good. Water sector. Agriculture, this one got cut too. Delete that. Not quite up all the way, but still pretty good. I would put a sideways arrow right now. Let's see if I have sideways. Yep, I do. Because this is looking kind of sideways. There you go. So up and sideways. So that's our current pattern on Village Farms. Coinbase continuing to sell off. Yeah. The angles too. I need two angles. The angle got weird on me. There you go. Angle. Copy paste. Then do a more sharper angle. Oops. Fucking with me. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. All right, there you go. So up, kind of sideways down, and then sharply down. So Coinbase falling over. Everything getting cut in half right now. Everything, whoo, Stratasys. Just all the way down to that line. Damn, that lower bound line. Look at that. All right, so Stratasys going sideways, and then big sharp drop down. Rivian. You know, it's kind of popped up, but still going kind of sideways because it popped up and it came back. So this trend's still going kind of sideways. Not much going on with Rivian. Palantir. Oh, we got a bit of a sell-off in Palantir. It's about time. Doing so good for so long. There we go. So we got a big run up and a sell-off. So like I said, everything's coming down right now. Everything. CRISPR, man, still coming down. Extend that arrow. Everything's coming down. CRISPR is big up, big down, big up, big down. All right, everything's selling off. AeroVironment, oh man, AeroVironment selling off. Even military contractors not getting it. Jeez. All right, up, sideways down, up, and then down. What about Rocket Lab? Rocket Lab, yep, just extending the losses. Man, this is a pretty down week. Pretty down couple weeks, I should say. I don't know what happened in October to November, but big sell-off change. Maybe it was all the government shutdown stuff, possibly just messing with it. So let's get to our news. Start with ARK. So ARK Invest released its Q3 2025 13F portfolio update on November 12th, revealing 196 holdings led by positions in Tesla, Coinbase, Roku, Palantir, and Roblox. On November 8th, ARK Invest purchased shares of Archer Aviation through its ARK, ARKQ, and ARKX ETFs. On November 13th, ARK ETFs bought shares of Circle Internet Group, Circle, ticker symbol, Beam Therapeutics, Beam, Bullish, Bitmine Emergent Technologies, BMNR, CRISPR Therapeutics, CRSP, Recursion Pharmaceuticals, RXRX, and Tempus AI, TEM, while selling shares of Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, Pinterest, PINS, and several other names. On November 14th, ARK continued adding to its position in Beam Therapeutics, BEAM, Bullish, BLSH, Bitmine Emergent Technologies, BMNR, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, REGN, Tempus AI, TEM, and Twist Bioscience, TWST. ARK Invest increased its crypto equity exposure by acquiring shares of Circle Internet Group, Bitmine Emergent Therapeutic Technologies, and bullish across its ARK, ARKW, and ARKF ETFs. Okay. Other than that 13F filing, not too much there going on. SMR, Fluor NuScale Partnership Evolution. Fluor Corporation and NuScale Power announced an agreement to convert Fluor's remaining Class B units in NuScale Power LLC into Class A common stock, followed by a structured monetization process with volume restrictions to maintain equity value. Whew, that's a lot of smart words. This includes Fluor, I don't know how to say that. It's not flour, it's Fluor, supporting an increase in authorized shares, reducing its rights under the tax receivable agreement, and waiving certain commercial claims, strengthening their 14-year collaboration focused on advancing SMR technology deployment. SMR market competition insights and an analysis that highlighted NuScale Power as a front runner in the small modular reactor sector, noting it as the first and only company with U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission certified designs, now 2 approved versions amid growing competition from GE Vernova's BWRX-300 SMR project in Canada, which could enable faster deployments. GE is a big player, for sure. OG. Consolidated Water, CWCO. Q3 2025 earnings released November 10, 2025. Consolidated Water Co. Ltd. reported its third quarter financial results, highlighting a 5% increase in consolidated revenue driven by higher retail water sales in Grand Cayman, which rose 6% due to reduced rainfall compared to the prior year. Saving lives, that's what I say. Insider transaction filing November 14th. CEO Frederick McTaggart submitted a Form 4 filing indicating plans to sell 25,000 shares of CWO stock through broker Robert W. Baird & Co. Inc., with the approximate sale date set for November 17th, 2025. So that's Consolidated Water. Village Farms. Q3 2025 earnings released November 10th, 2025. Village Farms International announced its third quarter financial results, reporting consolidated net sales of $66.7 million, up 21% year over year, with net income from continuing operations of $10.8 million and adjusted EBITDA of $20.7 million. Record Canadian cannabis performance. The Canadian cannabis segment delivered net sales of $46.6 million, achieving a 56% gross margin, 29% sales growth, and a 900% increase in net income compared to the prior year. Damn, 900. Fuck, no wonder that shit's up almost 200%. International exports and Netherlands growth. International cannabis export sales increased by 758% year over year, while Netherlands operation reached full capacity with $3.6 million in sales and positive EBITDA. Share repurchase program authorization. The board approved a $10 million program to repurchase up to 5.687 million common shares, about 5% of outstanding shares, through open market or private transactions while prioritizing ongoing expansion investments. Greenhouse expansion announcement. Oh, here we go. The company plans to convert 550,000 square feet of its Delta 2 facility in British Columbia to add 40 metric tons of annual cannabis production capacity, a 33% increase, funded by existing cash reserves. Oh, that's always a good sign. With construction starting in November 2025 and full operation by Q1 2027. It's good. This is what I'm about. The greenhouse technology. That's more what I'm interested in. Not so much the cannabis or the vegetables, the greenhouse technology. Netherlands Phase 2 expansion update. Operations remain on track for Phase 2 completion in Q1 2026, which will quintuple capacity to approximately 10,000 kg annually. Damn. That sounds good. Coinbase. Reincorporation to Texas. Started there. Coinbase announced plans to reincorporate in Texas, departing from Delaware, following stockholder approval and citing the state's pro-business environment as increasingly attractive for companies. New platform for token offerings. Coinbase launched a platform enabling retail investors to buy digital tokens prior to their listing on the exchange, expanding access to pre-listing opportunities. You don't got to be an accredited investor, hopefully. BVNK acquisition canceled. Coinbase confirmed it will not proceed with the planned $2 billion acquisition of stablecoin infrastructure startup BVNK. So they're abandoning it. I wonder why. Stratasys. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. November 13th, Q3 financial results released. Stratasys issued its third quarter 2025 financial results, underscoring commitments to operational improvements, stronger customer collaborations, and expansion in key areas like aerospace, defense, automotive tooling, and medical applications, while addressing challenges from tariffs and market competition. November 11th, new materials and software advancements. Stratasys unveiled innovations across its FDM, SLA, SAF, and P3 DLP platforms, including the Coat-Ready print mode for smoother ULTEM 9D85 surfaces and layer control, for better thermal management and enhanced accuracy modes for polypropylene builds aimed at boosting efficiency and part reliability. Whew, it's a mouthful. November 10th, Formnext 2025 preview. Stratasys highlighted scalable additive manufacturing solutions at Formnext 2025 with live demos of nearly 200 production parts using 5 technologies and over 50 materials for rapid prototyping, tooling, and manufacturing in aerospace, automotive, medical, and industrial sectors, spotlighting new options like Tough One, White S for PolyJet printers, and P3 Silicone 25A for biocompatible DLP applications. November 14th, U.S. Navy Trident Warrior 25 collaboration. Stratasys teamed up with the Fleet Works, I think I saw this last week, and the Naval Postgraduate School's CAMRE, C-A-M-R-E, for the U.S. Navy's Trident Warrior 25 trials, supplying deployable 3D printers, and on-demand part production to fabricate compliant polymer components at 7 global sites, enhancing operational readiness over vast distances. November 14th, Callum CX75 automotive project. Stratasys, FDM, and SAF 3D printing enabled the production of lightweight, durable interior elements like carbon fiber reinforced subwoofer mounts for Callum's CX75 concept car, facilitating adaptable and cost-effective low-volume exotic vehicle retrofits. Whew. November 14th, FixtureMate tool introduction. Stratasys launched FixtureMate within GrabCAD Print Pro software to simplify the generation and management of supports and fixtures, easing post-processing challenges in 3D printing workflows. Okay, a lot going on there. Rivian. Volkswagen and Rivian joint venture advances. The RV tech partnership between Volkswagen and Rivian is progressing rapidly on a next-generation EV platform, with plans to license the scalable technology to other automakers, potentially supporting up to 30 vehicle programs. Interesting. Going to be maybe more open platform. Winter testing for JV vehicles. The joint venture announced it will begin winter vehicle testing equipped with new software early next year, including Rivian's R2 SUV undergoing cold weather trials. Potential expansion to combustion engines. Volkswagen indicated that the Rivian JV's EV technology could extend to internal combustion engine vehicles in the future, aiming to accelerate deployment and bridge gaps with competitors. That's interesting. Licensing EV tech to third parties. Rivian and Volkswagen are exploring sales of their co-developed EV platform to additional car makers, building on the $5.8 billion software deal to create an operating system for the auto industry. That would be good. That would be a good one. If they could be cost competitive in that and get other brands on board, that'd be pretty good. I think bringing like existing infrastructure with internal combustion vehicles, like you can still add things in from like we've seen like electric vehicles, not necessarily obviously electric motors like running the car, but like just like software programs, LCD screens, stuff like that. Maybe just like other things I'm not thinking of, but I kind of like that idea. That sounds good. Autonomy milestone revealed. Rivian CEO RJ Scaringe confirmed that Gen 2 R1 vehicles achieved 2 hours of hands-free driving in Palo Alto, setting the stage for the company's Autonomy Day event on December 11th. Very nice. Palantir. November 14th, Palantir's UK head announced plans for a significant investment in the United Kingdom to pursue military contracts, positioning the UK as a key hub for defense and military technology amid slower growth in the European Union. November 14th, Palantir CEO Alex Karp discussed the company's advancements in artificial intelligence during an interview, highlighting ongoing developments in AI applications. Also, November 14th, an editor from the Vatican's newspaper critiqued Palantir's meritocracy fellowship program, raising ethical questions about its selection process and implications. Michael Burry clarified the mathematical basis of his options bet against Palantir and hinted at future moves following the closure of his hedge fund. He's closing his hedge fund. Oh, that's interesting. November 13th, Palantir CEO Alex Karp warned that certain AI investments might not generate sufficient value to offset their cost, emphasizing the need for careful evaluation in AI deployments. Palantir expressed support for new testing standards and procurement reforms in response to a White House inquiry on artificial intelligence policies and practices. And Palantir CEO Alex Karp stated that governments represent the company's primary competition in the AI and data analytics space. Interesting. CRISPR, I was really short. CRISPR, November 12th, ARK Investment Management sold nearly 400,000 shares of CRISPR Therapeutics in Q3, reducing its stake while still holding over 9.7 million shares. November 11th, CRISPR Therapeutics announced positive phase 1 trial results for CTX310, an investigational gene therapy targeting ANGPTL3, ANGPTL3, showing significant lipid-lowering effects with a single dose and no serious adverse events. All right. AeroVironment. U.S. Department of Defense contract award. AeroVironment received an $874 million contract to produce unmanned aerial systems, including the Puma All-Environment 3, Puma Long Endurance, and Puma All-Environment and Long Endurance Hybrid. Jesus. And Raven drones for delivery to international customers. International customers. Oh shit, we're expanding. Good. Insider transaction on November 10th, 2025. AeroVironment CFO Kevin Patrick McDonnell sold 513 shares of company stock under a prearranged Rule 10b-5-1 trading plan adopted on July 11, 2025. Following the sale, McDonnell directly owns 4,845 shares and indirectly owns 18,811 shares through the McDonnell Moore Living Trust. Oh, he's got his family in that shit. Rocket Lab. Oh shit. Neutron rocket delay announced. Rocket Lab has postponed the debut launch of its reusable rocket to 2026. Neutron rocket, to 2026, shifting from a previous end of 2025 target to prioritize extensive ground testing of integrated systems, subcomponents like the Archimedes engine and the Hungry Hippo payload fairing. The company aims for orbital success on the first flight, with the rocket expected on the launch pad on the pad at Launch Complex 3 in Virginia during Q1 2026. So next year, it's gonna be a big fucking day. Look forward to it. Pending test outcomes, including a first stage engine's hot fire test. Escapade mission update. Rocket Lab confirmed successful contact with both twin spacecraft, Blue and Gold, built by the company over 3.5 years, launched aboard Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket on November 13th. The mission, in collaboration with NASA and UC Berkeley, will study the Martian magnetosphere and solar wind's impact on the planet's atmosphere to inform future human exploration. Wow. Upcoming launch schedule. Rocket Lab outlined a packed calendar, including the HASTE VAN mission on November 17th from New Zealand, a Black Sky satellite deployment targeted between November 18th to 27th, the STP-S30 mission from Wallops on December 8th, the company's first launch for JAXA in December, and ESA's LEO PNT, geez, so many acronyms, mission with Thales Alenia space payloads. I don't know how to say that. Neutron development activity at Warkworth. New ring structure observed at Rocket Lab's Warkworth, New Zealand facility are speculated to be support cradles for transporting Neutron rocket fuselage sections in the U.S., aligning with the recent launch delay and ongoing preparations. Mynaric acquisition progress. Rocket Lab is advancing its planned acquisition of Mynaric, the German optical communications terminal manufacturer, following the company's financial restructuring to bolster space systems capabilities. Right. That was all. Whew. All right. Well, that's our overview of the Sword portfolio. So, as always, this is our ancillary portfolio. It's an offensive strategy focused on long-term and high-growth potential, aggressive volatility and risk, and we're really seeing that these past couple of weeks. The volatility, a lot of these things are collapsing in price, right? And the risk of these investments. So that's why it's the ancillary. It's not the primary. You know, this is the more wild portfolio, so we expect things like this. That's why it's set up this way. Look for focused sector investments, targeted stock opportunities, and streamlined management. So streamlined management is just pretty much like quarterly rebalancing. I'm not too focused on prioritizing any one investment. Just kind of keep everything managed. So likely at the end of December, I'll do another rebalance. But anyway, that is our update for this week for the Sword portfolio. So as always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, let me know. And have a good day.